Hi everyone, my name is Alex and I want to tell you guys about a few tips that I have for going vegan, or if you're curious into how I started my vegan journey. I have hit my 4-year mark in February, and so since I've been doing this for several years now, I guess that means I'm qualified to teach you how to do it too. My number one is to do your research. One thing that I hear all the time from people who find out that I'm vegan is they say that they could never do that because of blank, or that they tried and they failed because of blank. And whatever that blank thing is, where it's meats or cheeses, or your doctor tells you that you can't do this because it's affecting your health and you need to eat a different way. I think all of those things could be maybe avoided or solved by just doing some research and figuring out what exactly you need for your body, and what kind of obstacles you may have going into being vegan. I did several months. I started at the beginning, I'm going to say mid-December. I started looking for different answers to solve some of the health concerns that I had, and led down this rabbit hole of veganism through the internet, and then just started looking through everything and anything that I possibly could. And that led me to where I am now, of being vegan for 4 years, and it made it more sustainable for me, and it built this really awesome foundation for me to start out with. Number 2, to follow accounts with recipes that you want to eat and can practically make. Everybody, when starting out on any diets, vegan or not, have a skill level of cooking. Whether or not you're really good at cooking and you've been doing it for a long time, or you haven't cooked at all, you still, have people cook your meals for you. While you're doing this research, maybe create a, Pinterest board, or even a secret Pinterest board. There are a lot of recipe ideas on Instagram. A lot of people post really amazing food, and so that is a resource that I absolutely love. As someone who's been vegan for 4 years, cooking continuously evolves. People make things that I've never tried before, or they veganize things that I've never tried before, and I always love trying new recipes. How many recipes I've tried for mac and cheese is insane. I don't even know if I could count how many on one hand, or both of my hands. Number 3 is to use food tracking apps. Now, I would say be very careful of this if you have some kind of eating disorder or food related disorder where it's going to cause distress or anxiety for you to use food tracking apps. But if you can, it will really help hit that calories that you need. And now I'm generalizing here, but I've heard of quite a few people having to go to the hospital or being told by their doctor that they can no longer be vegan, and one of the contributing factors to this is that they didn't eat enough, and they're not getting enough nutrients that their body needs. A lot of people stress about how protein is one of those things that you're giving up when you're going vegan, and after this whole 4 years of being vegan, protein actually hasn't been my main concern. My main concern has been getting all of the vitamins and minerals that I need, which you should be doing whether or not you're vegan, and getting enough calories to sustain my body. I'm constantly going back and forth of am I getting enough calories? Your health is going to decline if you don't give your body enough calories, because then it doesn't have anything to fuel itself with. Number 4, find ways to substitute the things that you are giving up. Now, giving up is not really a way that I like to phrase it, but a lot of people see veganism as a really restrictive diet. In my case, I actually have been less restrictive on a vegan diet than I was before I went vegan because I didn't like the food options that were out there. Didn't like the way they tasted, I didn't like their texture, and I just overall was not excited about eating them. Now, things that I did like, I found solutions for, like sushi. Lots of people like sushi. You can still eat sushi on a vegan diet. I even make sushi at home. It's delicious. I absolutely love it. It's one of my favorite things ever. And I very much encourage people, again, if you're starting that Pinterest board or looking on Instagram, these things are all there. These are all things that you can find online. People have made recipes for these, and type in vegan sushi on Pinterest or on Instagram and you're gonna find a bunch of options. They're very colorful and bright, and that's one of the things that I love about eating a vegan diet. I think it's absolutely amazing. Instead of doing scrambled eggs, you can do a tofu scramble. Instead of doing vegan sausage, maybe you can substitute for tofu or tempeh, or you can buy a pre-made vegan sausage. Number 5, don't tell anyone, at least for a little bit. This is something that I did for about 2 months. Once I started actually eating vegan in about February, March, 4 years ago, that was when I decided I was just going to do it for myself, and I wasn't going to tell anyone or share anything about it. I was just going to do it. And I saw a drastic change in a lot of the health concerns that I was seeing, and these were visible changes that a lot of other people were seeing as well. Friends and family were noticing a difference in a lot of things in my life. When you have major health concerns that are affecting, the way you feel and the way you look, they affect you mentally as well. For me, letting them see that it was a good thing before telling them what I had done really benefited in having support behind what I had done. Now, not saying that you have to keep it a secret. If you want to tell people that you're gonna go vegan tomorrow, then tell people. But know that if you haven't talked about it before, or if you eat a lot of meat or cheeses or anything like that, you're gonna get a lot of questions, and you may not be prepared to answer those questions. At least not at the beginning. Number 6, try not to do it overnight. Now, the way I went vegan is I first went vegetarian, and then I was watching a lot of vegan documentaries while eating dinner one night, which I do not recommend unless you want the following to happen. But I was eating a cheese pizza with veggies on it, and I was watching a documentary, and they were talking about how chickens were harmed and how cheese was made and all of these things. And I was just watching a lot of documentaries about this subject because I wanted to see really the answer. And I just remember being totally disgusted with myself, looking down, eating this cheese pizza, and it no longer was worth it. I had spent like $6 on this whole, person-sized pizza, and I didn't want to eat it anymore. I had zero desire to eat it. I started crying, and I threw the cheese pizza away, made some pasta for myself with nothing, like no butter or anything like that, and that was it. I went vegan that moment, and I'll never forget what that felt like. Number 7, do it for the right reasons. Now, a lot of people, and there's this funny little quote that goes around in the vegan community every so often when there's an influx of vegans or new people to the community. And that is, People become vegan for the health reasons, and they stay vegan for other reasons. If you become vegan for health reasons like I did, that is amazing, and I absolutely applaud you for that. If you become vegetarian, I will applaud you for that as well. Any kind of significant choices that you make in your diet to cut back on meat and cheeses, I am extremely excited and over the moon about. People send me Snapchats and videos, friends and family telling me about meals that they made that didn't have any cheese in them or didn't have any meat in them or were totally vegan, and they're so excited and feel so accomplished. And I want to reinforce that feeling because I want to spread the vegan message with compassion, because that's what I'm about. It's compassion. But going vegan for the right reasons really to me means that if you go vegan for the health concerns, you haven't done any research, and you really don't know much about it, you just know that you buy tofu and eat a lot of rice or quinoa or spinach, vegetables and fruit, you're not going to stay vegan for very long because you're going to feel extremely limited in your options, and you're not going to have a lot of choices in what you can make and eat. Also, if you are someone who doesn't like change and you want to stick to the same lunches, same dinners, same breakfasts every single day for the rest of your life, you're probably not going to have much of an issue. But the one thing that I see a lot is people going vegan and then cheating on their diets. With any diets, this can happen, but it is scrutinized a lot, especially friends and family do it, and social media. Number 8, meal prep. Now, I know this isn't going to sound exciting for some people, but meal prepping is kind of important in my life. Meal prepping enabled me to have really quick, really easy, really simple meals that I can grab on the go so I won't be late to work or to anything else. I'm also extremely prepared for anything that happens. So I'll keep snacks in my car, or I'll have snacks ready to go for when we go hiking, when we go out somewhere, if we're going to a restaurant that I know doesn't serve very many vegan options. I know I have a small meal in the fridge that I already prepared, or if I forget to eat it beforehand, or if I'm not hungry beforehand, I can grab that after the party is over or after the event is over. This way, especially if you are into fitness or go to the gym, these are things that are really easy to do in advance to set yourself up for success in the future. Not only is it good for your health and staying healthy, but it's really good mentally because you'll find that there's not a lot of options when you're on the road or on the go for, one-stop vegan foods. A lot of these foods need to be prepared or heated, or you may not have that great of an option when you are out, unless you like hummus and pita chips. I love hummus and pita chips. You can usually find hummus and pita chips. Okay. Number 9, don't be so hard on yourself. A lot of people will get really upset or have a really unhealthy relationship with food because they are upset that they made a mistake. Everybody is going to make mistakes at some point in their journey. With any diet, this happens. And you need to be in the mindset that veganism is a journey, and it's going to take a while for you to get really used to it, because we live in a society that doesn't really conform to veganism. There are cities and towns and places around the world that it's easier to be vegan in because there are more options and more choices. If you do mess up, if you accidentally eat something that has whey powder in it or honey in it, or if you stop and eat McDonald's French fries and don't realize that they're made with beef fat, it's okay. As long as you know that and you don't consciously make those decisions later on to eat those foods, then you're going to be alright. Number 10, know that when you do tell other people, they're going to have a lot of questions. And I think I'm going to make a whole video about how to answer some of these questions and the answers to some of them. Alright, and I'm going to put some links down below, some resources, a few YouTube channels, some documentaries, books, anything that I can find that I think would help me when I first went vegan. I will be discussing more things like vegan products, cruelty-free living, and things like that. It's in the name, The Art of Cruelty-Free. And I created this channel to share a vegan message. It's something that I'm truly passionate about, something that I don't get to talk about in my everyday life.